Hi, my name is Alex, and welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn English Slowly, where we learn English in a simple, clear, and relaxed way. Today, we are going to talk about how to break bad habits step by step using ideas from the famous book Atomic Habits by James Clear. Bad habits can quietly control our daily life, waste our time, and stop our progress. But the good news is that they can be changed with the right system. James Clear explains that bad habits are not broken by strong willpower alone, but by changing how the habit works in your environment. The step-by-step method is simple: make bad habits invisible by removing triggers, make them unattractive by focusing on their negative effects, make them difficult by increasing effort, and make them unsatisfying by adding consequences. When you follow these steps consistently, bad habits slowly lose their power, and you can replace them with better habits that help you grow and improve every day. Systems versus goals, Atomic Habits. In Atomic Habits, James Clear explains that goals are about the results you want to achieve, but systems are about the processes you follow every day to reach those results, and this difference is very important. Goals can give you direction, but systems are what actually help you make progress. For example, if your goal is to speak fluent English, the system is practicing English daily, listening to simple conversations, learning new words, and speaking a little every day. Many people fail not because their goals are wrong, but because their systems are weak or inconsistent. When you focus only on goals, you may feel motivated for a short time, but when you focus on systems, you build habits that continue even when motivation is low. According to James Clear, success is not a one-time achievement, it is the result of good systems repeated every day, and when you improve your system, the results will come automatically over time. Habit tracking, Atomic Habits. Habit tracking is a powerful idea from Atomic Habits where James Clear explains that when you track your habits, you become more aware of your daily actions, and this awareness helps you stay consistent. Writing down or marking your habits, such as studying English, exercising, or reading, gives you a clear record of your progress and makes your efforts visible. Habit tracking also creates motivation because you can see how many days in a row you have succeeded, and you naturally want to keep the streak going. Even on busy or difficult days, a simple checkmark can remind you not to break the habit. According to James Clear, the goal of habit tracking is not to be perfect but to be consistent, because small actions repeated every day lead to big improvements over time. Temptation bundling, Atomic Habits. Temptation bundling is a strategy explained in Atomic Habits where James Clear suggests combining something you want to do with something you need to do, so the habit becomes more attractive and easier to follow. The idea is simple: you allow yourself to enjoy a favorite activity only while doing a useful but sometimes boring habit. For example, you might listen to your favorite music or podcast only while practicing English, exercising, or studying. This method works because it uses immediate pleasure to motivate long-term benefits. By linking enjoyment with discipline, temptation bundling helps reduce procrastination and increases consistency, making it easier to stick to good habits over time. Goldilocks Rule, Atomic Habits. The Goldilocks rule in Atomic Habits explains that humans stay most motivated when they are working on tasks that are just the right level of difficulty, not too easy and not too hard. If a habit is too easy, it becomes boring, and if it is too difficult, it feels frustrating and people often give up. The best habits challenge you slightly while still being achievable, which helps you stay focused and engaged. For example, when learning English, choosing material that is a little above your current level keeps you interested without overwhelming you. According to James Clear, This balance is the key to maintaining motivation and making continuous progress over a long period of time. The secret of self-control, atomic habits. In Atomic Habits, James Clear explains that the real secret of self-control is not strong willpower but a smart environment. People who seem to have great self-control are not constantly resisting temptation. Instead, they design their surroundings so temptations are less visible and good habits are easier to follow. For example, if you want to study English regularly, keeping your phone away and your books open nearby makes the right choice automatic. James Clear emphasizes that self-control works best when it is used once to set up a good system, not every day to fight bad habits. By removing distractions and making good habits obvious, easy, and attractive, you can stay disciplined without feeling stressed or exhausted. Talent versus habits, Atomic Habits. In Atomic Habits, James Clear explains that talent may give you a good starting point, but habits decide how far you will go in the long run. Many talented people fail because they do not build strong daily habits, while average people often succeed because they stay consistent. Talent can open doors, but habits keep you moving forward every day through small actions. For example, someone may be naturally good at English, but without regular practice, that talent will fade, while a person with simple daily study habits will keep improving. According to James Clear, success is not about being the most talented person in the room, it is about building habits that help you grow a little every day. Plateau of Latent Potential, Atomic Habits. The plateau of latent potential in Atomic Habits explains that progress often happens slowly and invisibly before any big results appear, which is why many people give up too early. When you build good habits, your efforts may not show immediate success, but they are still working quietly in the background. This phase feels like a plateau because you do not see improvement, even though you are getting better every day. For example, when learning English, you may practice daily but feel no change at first, until suddenly your speaking and understanding improve. James Clear teaches that breakthroughs are the result of patience and consistency, and if you trust the process and keep showing up, your hard work will eventually cross the line and create visible success. Habit Contracts and Accountability, Atomic Habits. Habit contracts and accountability in Atomic Habits focus on making your habits more serious by adding clear consequences and social pressure. A habit contract is an agreement you make with yourself or others that clearly states what you will do and what will happen if you fail to do it. When other people know about your goals, you feel more responsible and are less likely to break your habits. For example, you might promise a friend that you will practice English every day, and if you miss a day, you must pay a small penalty or do an extra task. James Clear explains that accountability works because humans naturally care about their reputation and commitments, and when habits have real consequences, consistency becomes much easier to maintain. How to recover after failure, Atomic Habits. In Atomic Habits, James Clear emphasizes that failure is a natural part of building habits, and what matters most is how quickly you get back on track. Missing a habit or making a mistake does not erase your progress. The key is to avoid letting one failure turn into a streak of failures. Clear advises using a simple rule: never miss twice. If you skip a day, acknowledge it, forgive yourself, and resume the habit immediately. For example, if you miss an English practice session, don't give up, just continue the next day. By focusing on getting back on track rather than dwelling on mistakes, you maintain consistency and long-term progress, turning setbacks into opportunities for growth rather than reasons to quit. Breaking bad habits step by step, Atomic Habits. In Atomic Habits, James Clear explains that breaking bad habits requires a step-by-step approach by making them invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. First, reduce exposure to triggers that lead to the bad habit, making it less visible in your environment. Second, highlight the negative aspects of the habit to make it less attractive. Third, increase the effort required to perform the habit, so it becomes harder to do. Finally, create immediate consequences or remove rewards to make the habit unsatisfying. For example, if you want to stop wasting time on social media, you can delete apps from your phone, set strict usage limits, and remind yourself of the benefits of avoiding it. By following these steps consistently, you weaken bad habits and gradually replace them with better ones.